Welcome on into SGL, the final podcast of season 10. Sure, it's like a week and a half later than the last cup final happened, but we had so much stuff to go through to prep this episode. You're seeing it on a Thursday night. My name is Devitt. Joining me is Rydog. And what hey, you know what? We've been doing this pod a little too long without, talking to the people directly. It- let's show ourselves to the
Let's
masses.
talk to
They
the people,
deserve to see
Devitt.
us.
Let's talk to the people, Devitt.
Yes,
Let's do
sir.
it.
Let's go do it.
Yeah,
Yes, it's been a while since we've had cams on, but it's finally time.
dude, and look the new kits. The new kits looking clean. I mean, mine looks like piss, kind of, but Devitt's kit looks nice.
Bear, why did you put the analyze emote in here? What? I was not ready for the rock looking at me. Let's see, yeah, Rydog, you got the away kit for this year. I was trying on both of them. You're like, no, go Warhol kit. I'm like, okay.
But I will be buying the primary kit because Devitt, you and I are matching because we've got little stars up here, dude.
We do. We finally joined the championship
We got
club.
star, dude. Looks great.
It's so good to be a part of now.
Yeah,
Oh
right?
my gosh. Real question is why not? I know. Get 2 jerseys in one day. You got to do it.
Well,
Get guilt tripped into buying multiple.
that'll be me in a few years when MLS switches because I think they're getting. I heard a rumor that they're getting 2 new kits every year, and kind of similar to like
really?
Prem and stuff. But it's always an early birthday present for me. It's a new jersey from my parents. The season has gotten like earlier and earlier and earlier every season, so it becomes a like pre-birthday gift. So my birthday's not until April, but is what it is.
And now they're switching to Winter League, so it's gonna not be the birthday present anymore.
I know. I don't know what to do. Half birthday, but that's
You're just gonna have to convince them it's birthday. You know what time it is.
That's right.
We gotta get on this.
New season. That's right. That's right.
All right, we do got a lot of stuff to get through tonight. We have gone feverishly through a lot. We got a lot to talk about. We got to talk about this past week, the cup brackets. We got awards to hand out. In fact, that was the biggest part of this because we had to go through a ton of clips to find out goal and save of the season. We had to talk about players that we were excited about, teams that we were excited about this season and looking forward to next season already. So without further ado, let's jump right on in. This past week, week 14, we still had stuff to decide, especially on the Prem side, because just going down the results, Las Cinco Doce make it exciting in the final week, 3-2 against ECRC. EM Dallas Burn versus El Matador, the in Dallas rivalry. El Matador proper takes it against EM Dallas Burn, who have honestly looked like the better side all season, but yet EM gets the last laugh of this one. Skip into Sounders RC, Casey Cauldron. No go for them this time. Cauldron finished strong, believe in 4th place at the end of it all. But the deciding match, I mean, this was match of the season. You guys in FSD Chrome, winner of this one, determined the league title. And you guys came out on top even after being down 2-1 in the series. Dude, your thoughts? We're getting a double interview with this one.
Yeah, it was an insane match. Chrome is easily like I think they're 1B. TA obviously edging them out there, being like the number 1 seed there, but Chrome is like right behind. They were insane all series, but I think for me, obviously, just being in the comms, obviously on the field as well, was just like it was just mental warfare with myself. Of back in like high school, I was always taught, for high school soccer, like 3 seconds. You have 3 seconds to forget a mistake, and so I think I channeled that for this game just because I knew the implications, and loving my teammates and their positivity of just like, hey, it's okay. Like if you make a mistake, it's all right. Like we got this. Obviously, like you said, being down 2-1. I was a little nervous, but at the same time, like I said, I just felt still locked in, and I was nervous, but I wasn't worried. Because I have insane teammates, and we were able to pull it through, and I mean, yeah, 1-0 game 5, came down to the wire. Yeah, one of the best series all season. Obviously, the biggest implications by far, and thankfully we came out on top. Added a star to the crest, and I know we're going to talk about it in a little bit, but that Chrome did end up getting their championship or their trophy this season, just not in league.
Yeah, exactly. They still got to, get their run at the cup final. But just staying within week, I want to go back to your thing about having great teammates. What was it like talking to them in between those games, being down? What's Lloyd Boy thinking? What's Nelly thinking? Was Piglet around? I forget.
Yeah, he was around. Coach Piglet was in the booth with us. I think it was just all mental. I think it was all like, hey, like we can beat this team. Like it's okay. Like even going down in that game 3, like it was always like no, like we are beating ourselves. They're not necessarily beating us. And so if we can just clean up the things ourselves, like we're going to be fine. And you have 5 in-game minutes to do that, to string together good plays. Especially me, like we've said it all the time for the podcast and interviews and all that stuff, where I feel like I'm hardest on myself. And so having 2 teammates that are like, hey, dude, it's all right. Like you're good. Like we're fine. We're going to win this game 4. We're going to game 5. It's just awesome to have in your back pocket. And I think my confidence just went up after Lloyd Boy hit that insane double tap in game 4 to kind of seal the deal there and go to game 5. That just levels up your confidence in a must-win game. So yeah, super shout out to my teammates there, and saying, of course, Coach Piglet pulling the strings behind the scenes, but it was awesome.
Incredible all around. But yeah, you got the dub, got the league title under your belt. Gotta feel great. Premier is done, but wasn't the only result of the week that we had. We still had the championship, and Rebellion already cleared it out, but still had games to play, right?
We still had games to play. You can see them there on the right side of your screen. Azul sweeping LV. Unfortunate for LV to finish the season the way they did. I don't think they won a single match all season, but kind of given, they made some mid-season roster additions that made their team so much better. I think the entire league would say. And so I'm hoping they can kind of stick together and keep playing more and kind of pull a EC Defiance, if you will, because for the SGL vets here in the chat and on YouTube a little bit later, ECD had like a 1 win or 2 game wins a few seasons ago. Now they're battling for top 3. So obviously, hopefully LV can kind of pull that storyline over to them. And of course, yeah, like you said, Rebellion had already won the championship, but they get a sweep over Eternal just to kind of cap off their incredible season. So congrats to them. And then, yeah, like you mentioned, Debit, we still have lots to play for, even though it was just second place. This was the match of the week, ECD Steel Army. ECD was kind of flirting with second place, even jumping up to first place at some point, given like the games in hand and stuff. And unfortunately, they ended up third. So they're not quite there yet to definitively say, hey, they are the second best team in the championship. I think you can still give it to Steel Army there, given that head-to-head result there. Debit, did you have any extra thoughts on the match, given you played? ECD, they're a team that's constantly growing. Literally every year is different with them. Them adding Bizbo this year has been incredible for their squad overall. They put a lot of pressure on us and really forcing us to think more and be more creative out there. And yeah, they actually had me a bit nervous at times, because I'm like, oh, we're dropping games that we shouldn't be right now. We're kind of letting them back in. They did us a favor by beating the Rebellion earlier in the season, and even going into it, we were down 1 loss. But that sometimes this season comes down to how you lose, sometimes more than you win. So we ended up grinding a few more points out to get us covered. So if we took the match, we would still be comfortable in second place. And bringing in everybody, tried to get a couple squads out there, get everybody out there for the last game. Unfortunately, no Red 4. He had to watch from the sidelines. But it was awesome to have him back
Wait, I might be mixed up my weeks, but I know he was around there somewhere. But yeah, solid finish overall. ECD, I honestly can see them going up to 2 if we kept the same divisions next time. But yeah, it's all part of their development process. They're close. They just keep gaining, so it's more like we need to keep getting a bit more above than how they progress each time.
Well, I think you can say that about a lot of teams, right, David? I mean, you just kind of go down the list of these teams, Prem and Championship. Like there was just an act of leveling up the league as a whole, and I think you can say it for teams like Perfect bringing up the tables. ECRC, not bringing in Utopia, maybe giving them a fresh start, but just not getting the jump that they needed to kind of keep their. I think they've been top 3, top 4 at least the past few seasons, right? We kind of expect their name to be there, right? You had a Lisinko Dose who had a Caser mid-season that leveled up their game. They brought in Runsal, at the beginning of the season, who's leveled up their game so much. So, and obviously the Championship, you had a few new teams in there. I think Axe and Rose leveled up. I know their record doesn't look that great, but I think they, leveled up. So I think you can say that about a lot of teams, and especially for ECD, they leveled up. They jumped a significant amount. They're just not there at the top yet, but if they keep going on the path that they are, I mean, they might be next season. They might be this season after that. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this Prem table shook up a little different than I imagined. Like, I have envisioned you guys being toward the top most of the time. But whenever it came to Chrome, I had no idea what to expect of that team. Next thing you know, they're, battling week in, week out with you guys for top spot. It's just like, how do we maintain staying on top throughout the Prem? And even like Casey Cauldron having a little bit of surprise, being further lower in the rankings, and they sort of storm out in the end, get a 3rd place finish. Even Azul at times over in the Championship, they really surprised me with how fast they could play, really putting on some performances against us. Same with EC Eternal. That's a team I'm excited for next season as we talk a little bit more. But yeah, just to wrap up like a little bit of like the season, week 14, I honestly was impressed with some of these results. This was not how I originally had this shaken up, but that's why I'm glad about SGL. It always throws me some spins and surprises that I'm just not ready for.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, right? I mean, at least for me though, I think Chrome, I think I kind of always, a little bit of me always knew that they would be this good. I think because they made some mid-season additions last season. They looked tremendous, right? And so it was just only a matter of time, I guess. And of course, they made this season that time. Obviously doing an insane job, taking it to the last week, right? Battling with Timbers Army the entire league. Obviously, like I said, TA just came out on top in that last week to win the championship. Of course, we'll talk about the cup here in a second, but yeah, what a great season. So claps in the chat. Awesome season from everybody. It was super fun to be part of. I know I could share that sentiment with hopefully everybody in the league, no matter what the record was, no matter what was going on. So yeah, we love it.
We do. Always good to see. Bearwood, stop making fun of my room. You'll understand one day. Bad segue aside, you did mention the cup, because that is something we do got to get to, because we also had the completion of our cup tournaments, the week after week 14 finished out. And I hate to say that we only got 9 games out of both cup finals. And that's like cumulative. Like, we had a sweep in the Prem, and it was 4-1 in the Championship. I know you had experience watching some of these cup finals. What was your impression, at least, of the premiere? Because we have this up on screen right now.
Yeah, Chrome coming out of the upper bracket. Obviously, they always had an upper hand in Lisinko Dose coming out of the lower bracket, making an insane run after losing in week 1. Cloud9-esque, if you will, but just kind of fell up short in that grand final. Obviously, I think I had Chrome in that grand final given the last week. Obviously, they played us to game 5. So I think that in my head just made a little bit more sense. But obviously, you have a Lisinko Dose team, picked up Kaser midseason, look awesome. Runsao and Palace and Devin stepping up over the course of the season. They looked really good. They just didn't have an answer for Chrome. I think, Devitt, we're going to play the what if game because for those who don't know, Kaser had some internet issues about 15 minutes before this match started. So, we'll play the what if game and say, hey, what if he plays, in that series? They surely win some games, at least at the bare minimum. Obviously, if Lisinko Dose would have taken the first series, then we go to a bracket reset. Does that happen? Obviously, like I said, we will never know. I'm still putting my money on Chrome at the end of the day. They were easily, like I said, TA 1A, Chrome 1B this season, at least in the Prem for me. I think, Lisinko Dose, you got to just watch out for them next season. And obviously, they had a great run in the Prem Cup. But I think Chrome absolutely deserve a trophy, and I'm glad that they won.
Yeah, it's one game that you kind of hate to play, but it's one that always plays out. What if you get this result, this player plays this way, this player actually plays. Already getting Justin Herbert and Josh Allen mentions in chat that I'm seeing over here to tie that to the NFL playoffs. But yeah, I mean, even if at full strength, I think we probably do see a reset in that instance. I probably would expect Chrome to be the more consistent team to carry it to the end. Like you had mentioned, for all the points that you had mentioned before, they were just such a solid team all around. They had really good wins, but unfortunately just came out a little short in the league. But to get it back in the grand final after a Game 7 with EM and then sweeping Lisinko Dose in the final, they were like, all right, league's over. Let's just kill this thing right now. And I'm not surprised by that. That's a team that really wanted to get a title out of this. They deserved that title, and they earned it with this one.
Well, yeah, and there was a stretch there, kind of not the very end of the season, but kind of towards the tail end of the season where Chrome looked a little sketch at times. And I think part of that was that 4-3 kind of upper final, that time frame. And so you look at them and go, oh, okay, great. They beat EM and they're going to the grand final. One, obviously, who are they going to play in the grand final? Who knows? But two, they don't have any momentum right now. So if I had to pick right now, I'm probably picking the team from the lower final because there was no momentum there. But they figured it out towards the end of the season. They obviously in league, they kept up. They got the clutch moments. They got the clutch moments here in the grand final. And like I said, yeah, absolutely deserving.
So well done to Chrome. They get it done here in the Premier Cup. They are your champions. So round of applause for them. I see Shea Bomb in chat. Claps up in the chat for FSD Chrome for getting second and first in respective competitions. Y'all did awesome. Looking forward to see you guys next season and seeing how you guys perform. But, we got 2 leagues. Time to go to the Championship Cup, where we got 1 extra game. And we got 1 against the Rebellion, guys. We did it. We won Rumble. Serrano, I hope you're happy. We had some excellent use of items.
Love that. Yeah, I guess, Devitt, why don't you just give a little insight? Obviously, you're on the field. What kind of happened there?
I don't know. I mean, Bears in chat too. It's we get really close against this team sometimes, and there's sometimes we pull out the wins against them, but it's tough to get the series. Yeah, we won in Rumble. I think we got maybe 1 or 2 spike goals. I know I got a plunger goal. Just to add context to that game. We lost hockey, which is our usual go-to, but I wanted to see if we can maybe just throw off everybody, because I don't know how much they played Rumble. Just say screw it, we'll just go Rumble, and then we'll do drop shot last if anything. Yeah, like Bear was said, we're having fun tonight. Whatever happens. We tend to not do well against them, but we're just gonna go out and have fun with it. And whenever it came to that Game 6, or not Game 6, that Game 5, I'm actually gonna say that was a throw by me. I was chasing a ball and I kind of threw it up into the middle. What was it? I think Polar got a hit at 0 seconds, hit it off the backboard, and I was not able to jump up high in time to get a touch on it on the backboard, and it fell right to shorts. Oh my gosh, yeah, go for it. Like about to get evidence right in here. Because yeah, I just didn't clear it out.
Can they end this game right here? Devin sure hopes so. What a save!
And they robbed me of that too.
Shorts now on the counter. Beats Penguin. Shorts looking for the bump. Bear Blitz avoids it. Gets the 50.
One save. There's me chasing.
Polar with a last
Polar, backboard. I missed. Bang.
0 second equalizer.
That's a momentum killer. I think that's not even like,
overtime.
I mean, stupid statement. You should probably hit that debit given a player your caliber, but at the same time, like that's a momentum killer. Like anything, you're like, once, yeah, time's running out. We got the lead. All we gotta do is kill it. That happens. Like you have no momentum going into overtime. Unfortunately, that's a Rebellion win there probably, and it did happen.
Yeah, it is a heartbreaker. But you know, still play it out till the end. Tried our best to kill that one. Rebellion they're a solid team. It's hard to beat them within a championship. I know we'll get one day, but that day was not today. So, with all that said, congrats to Rebellion. You guys played super well. You got the double-double.
Got the double.
But not the double second like us.
That's
a
true.
more prestigious award. But yeah, no, congrats to them. They did super well. Claps in the chat for the Rebellion. Shorts, Polar, Triple C, and Gogan himself. Well done. They are your Season 10 Championship Cup winners.
Yeah, I mean, they're absolutely deserving. Chat, should we do like a little like Community Shield, Super Cup, Rebellion TA, maybe, or yeah, Rebellion TA, maybe Rebellion Chrome for a cup? Thoughts, maybe? I don't know.
You guys cannot complain about servers. Both of you.
No, we'll play Central. Maz is saying the disparity is too high.
That's my rule.
Maz, I think we just gotta run it. I think we just gotta run it, see what happens. I will say that Rebellion swept us last season, if you remember, on East servers. So, did we sweep them on West servers? Probably. But anyway, that's a topic for another day. We got so much to get through.
Or that future All-Star Day we keep talking about in SGL discussion. Cool. But to think about that one other time. But yeah, to the main event. Actually, not to the main event yet. Well, it's part of the main event. But we have a whole bunch of superlatives we got to go through, including the most objective stats within themselves. We got to look at our famous top fives, which will give us our award winners for Golden Ball in total points, Golden Boot in goals, Golden Playmaker for assists, and Golden Glove for the saves category. And, you know, I'm just looking at some quick shouts. We're going to be shouting out Loy Boy here for 3 of these awards here in the Prem. Winning, like, Golden Ball is points per game, not total points. Either way, he won. But yeah, Loy Boy taking 3 of these. Also going to shout out Caesar because, dude, he's putting up 2.29 saves per game and getting 119 total. Is so impressive within itself. And then I'm looking over to the championship. Golden Ball, since it's points per game. Shorts, you beat out your teammate in Polar. But you know, Polar follows you close behind. He's still getting the Golden Playmaker at 49 assists. You couldn't beat him there. You couldn't take it all. But you do win Golden Boot at 70. Dr. Aquatic with 67 saves and 2.09 saves per game. Man, I mean, pretty much some similar themes around between Prem and Championship.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that. It's kind of like that, like Shorts, Loy Boy-esque of the Prem, or Loy Boy's Shorts-esque, you know. But super shout out to Dr. Aquatic and Caesar. That's insane. Over 2 saves a game is actually insane when you think about it. I don't know. I think I'm just trying to picture like Rocket League games in general. Like, it's hard to get 2 saves in consecutive games, especially when you make it. You might lose, game 1 and have some saves, but then game 2 you might come back and have 0 saves because you were just on offense the whole time. So that's where that average goes down. So shout out to those guys because those are actually incredible numbers.
They do tend to follow some of like the teams that finished lower, and while Burn did finish lower, this still is a crazy stat given that the next highest is still 31 behind. So
yeah,
big shout outs to them. Yeah, especially Loy Boy and Shorts getting it done here. Polar, you get a shout out as well. Good work, everybody. And so yeah, we will have more official graphics upcoming for you soon as far as that goes, but we need to get those done for you there. But also, we have more awards to give out, so don't you go away. And let me go look through the list that we're supposed to do. And if I recall correctly, I believe we're doing our team category. Okay, never mind. We got producer notes. But yeah, I believe in the case we're going to be looking at a couple different things that we were talking about. Because there was one that we had to vote on, and there was others that we took a look at as like podcast hosts ourselves. And also Maz, because he's a producer of the show. He's one of the commentators that's doing a whole lot as far as commentating goes. He's pretty much on at least half the clips that you see every week, because he's also producing and commentating. So we do have some other categories to look at, especially whenever it comes to team categories.
I also want to shout out too. We probably should have mentioned this earlier though. We're not going to show Week 14 and Cup clips because we kind of implemented them into our awards and stuff. But I'm going to put it in chat. Definitely check it out, the YouTube VOD. Obviously these are going to be part of our analysis and everything, but like I said, we want to get through everything, but check out the VOD. Good clips in there. I'm sure you'll see some a little bit later when we do our stuff, but check it out.
Actually, it was a pretty good VOD. That was actually a source for debate of a lot of potential goals and saves of the season.
Yeah.
That we were looking at. So you definitely want to go check those out. So we are going to get started. And one thing that we wanted to look at was, let's see, sorry, looking at the list again. And this is already regarding next season, because we have taken a look at some of the teams that have formed and the newer teams that have come around. Well, we're looking at team to look forward to for next season already. And once that does come up here, we were looking at a bunch of different teams, and given what we are seeing or are seeing out of the team so far, one team that we do want to shout out in this category is La Cinco Doce. Because, I mean, look, they were a team that we were probably expecting mid-table. They had a good addition in Runsal, and then they got Kaser mid-season, and then they were nearly challenging for a title.
I think they have the best roster now, best complete roster in the Prem now with Kaser. So that's going to be super exciting for them moving forward. I obviously hope they can stick together, and if obviously they can get even more players on that roster, it's going to be insane. So yeah, I mean, this is just this season was just a little appetizer for them, obviously, like you said, with Kaser being the mid-season addition. But yeah, they watch out, they might be insane next season, so just a heads up.
Yeah, absolutely agreed there. We're gonna have to look out for them, because I mean that just makes the title race that much harder for the Prem. Good luck to you guys over there. I don't know if I'll be a part of that. I don't know how the re-roll for teams will go next season. But all I gotta say is y'all got this. I'm gonna stay away. I'm gonna be over in a different area.
They leveled up. You got to level up as well. Other teams got to level up, right? Just the level just keeps increasing, and you know you gotta grind to stay at the top. So yeah, they've kind of set the bar now, the new bar, and so obviously they're not champs yet of season 11, but they I think have the bar set somewhere, wherever it is, and teams are going to have to match that, whether it be making some additions, grinding the game, getting better, that sort of.
All part of the process. Time to recruit. That's absolutely right, Shaybomb. Keep it going. Let's get more people here in SGL. But also, we do have another team to look forward to, and it's on the championship side because we're doing both leagues as far as these categories go. And this one we had some debate because last season we had given this one, I believe, to LV at the time. They also split off into different subsections. Actually, no, it was ECD. Yeah, no, that sounds right. Either way, we have a new team joining this class, and that team is going to be EC Eternal themselves. Honestly, super impressed with this roster. I was a bit high on them at the start, but this is a team that you can actually say it was a development throughout the year, and as long as they keep it together, I think they're going to be solid for next season.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're one of those teams that is just solid all around. I don't think they have a star per se, and so I think that's what kind of makes them so dangerous. Of you can, potentially eliminate a player on their team, demo them, bump them, get them, those sorts of things. But then the other two are going to pop off. And then, you might take another player out of the game, and then the other two are going to pop off. And so super awesome roster there. And I hope they stick together. I don't know. Obviously, EC just has a ton of teams. And so I don't know how they're going to shift around next year and what each team is going to look like. I mean, I hope this the EC Eternal team stays together, or maybe makes a few additions, small additions maybe, because I think that roster can be really, really good next season in the championship. Maybe leveling up to Gatekeeper. I don't know if you agree with that assessment, Devitt, as of like right now. Like, I think if they keep progressing the way they have been, I mean, Gatekeeper.
I can see. I mean, they kind of were playing Gatekeeper, but just with like a different placing, because they were pretty much with Azul the whole time up until like a certain point where I expected Azul to be like the gatekeeper between fourth and whatnot. But the way they played against us in the latter part of the season, the way they played against their counterparts, and just the rest of the league, like Deep Sea is really coming into his own. Huskies actually started playing more consistently with the team. That team was really good down the line with him, because you've had experience with Huskies. That's where we got the true Huskies. So I expect just bigger and better out of them next season.
Yeah, I agree. I can't wait.
And moving on, we've got some player categories as well. And this time, again, going Prem and then going Champ. We're going to be starting with our most improved player. Now, this one is tough to do because we basically have to look year over year at different players, how they looked on the field, while also taking into account like how much they actually played, looking at like the stats they actually accrued, past the eye test, everything. This is, Maz put it in chat, this was honestly a super tough category to do, and honestly we'll just see how you guys feel about this. But as far as we're taking this one, the Prem most improved player of season 10 is going to be Piglet from Timber's Army. Speak on Piglet, man.
I love Kyle, man. I absolutely love him. I love just talking with him about soccer and the Premier League and everything like that. And then of course, as far as a player, this season was the first season that I felt truly confident in him to do things. I think last season there might have been some reserves of like, oh, he's not going to be super consistent. Like we might need to cover for him or whatever. And I think part of that was just getting him more games this season. And so I'd love to see the comparison of games played from last season to this season. I'm sure it increased. And so just kind of getting him more comfortable with SGL and the Prem level and those sorts of things, and he held his own. And he, it's funny because, and David, I can't remember, we were talking about this on Tuesday of who kind of the other player was that was kind of in this category, and it was like the opposite, right? Because I feel like whoever we were talking about, if you can remember, was like super defensive, right? And had a lot of saves, and that sort of thing. And where we were looking at the stats, you remember who we were talking about? Does Maz remember?
We were definitely looking at Caesar for a bit, not gonna lie.
Okay.
Given the way he had to carry EMDB, and it was really starting to give credence to the fact that EM won the league with Luis and Caesar, but it was hard to argue most improved at the time, given what we were all like feeling about some players.
Yeah.
And also, we had to have seen them last season, just to keep that in mind too. So like everybody that was new, we can't really put them in.
Right. And so I think he just made such an improvement, like I said, even from my perspective of just going from like, oh crap, I'm gonna need to cover for him, for dude, this guy's a striker. Like he was scoring goals. Like if you think about it, right? We played Chrome week 1, first game of the season. I am actually visiting you, Devitt, in Pittsburgh, and I like didn't play. Lost in 5. Right? Goes to 5 games. Right? Timbers Army with me, last game of the season, game 5, same thing. And I'm saying right now that doesn't happen last season. And so it's just a testament to him. He's kind of the guy, when you need a goal, he'll get you a goal. So I'm super, super proud of him, of the way he played in the season 10, absolutely deserving. I'm excited for him to stick around next season for us. But yeah, I mean, I could go on and on and on about him, but yeah, it's absolutely deserving.
Absolutely, indeed. He earned all the credit here. It was tough to pick between, as Maz mentioned. We got Pico David as another candidate. This dude played in the Prem, and he's probably championship caliber, all things considered. Yet he has to go up against these top tier squads, and he actually pulled out some crazy clips toward the end of the season. And he deserves that shout too, just to keep it out there.
I mean, we had just for reference chat, like for some of these awards, we had like 2 or 3 players, and I mean, we probably spent 10-15 minutes potentially on each like category. Debit, like we were like, no, this guy deserves it for this. Oh, but what about this? And they were like, oh, okay, that totally changed it. What about this? And so this was such a tough, like, all of these like kind of, we'll call them subjective ones, I guess, were so tough.
Yeah.
So
speaking of subjective and tough to do, we got to move on to the champ. And this was a player, a lot of flip-flopping. This one was also tough to do because we had names thrown out there. Maz, please remind in chat again for people to see in chat. But just to throw it out there, and I will speak on this player himself. Most improved player in the champ for season 10 is my teammate, Mr. Bear Blitz himself. He is, sometimes it's tough to argue against this dude, because if he stayed the same way and I was pretty much just working the way that we did last season, he was probably gonna be like that same number 2. But this was a time when I was probably taking a bit more of a step back. Bear was like, all right, give me the ball, which he is so famous at doing in ranks. So I'm glad to see him finally take a step forward and honestly lead the team in a couple of matches where I was not present and still get the result. And sometimes even look better whenever I wasn't in the game. He's been super consistent, getting a lot more physical play in. His mechanics have improved a ton. And he's actually just been a force in VC as well, especially with having Fly Penguin join. He's basically been an assistant captain, keeping the vibes high, talking through us without like some of the strategy that they're doing, see if anything we can change on our end. Dude's an in-game leader for sure and absolutely deserves this recognition. As mentioned, we had a lot of deliberation on this, and it was tough for us, both of us, given that we were picking players in the end that were our own teammates.
And I will say that, like, we didn't want it to be like that, like kind of thing. Like it just happened to be that way, and it was kind of just like, that kind of just happened. So, but no, Bear Blitz absolutely deserves it. I watched some of the first weeks of the season with Bear Blitz, and he was insane. And I was like, this is not the same Bear Blitz from last season. And so he absolutely leveled up. Obviously watching him over the course of the season, same way. When Debit is taking a back seat on that Steel Army team and drinking some margaritas, and you have Bear Blitz kind of doing what he wants, so you know it's a good sign. So,
but it makes my job so much easier. Bro can take it himself, and
That's
I can just
right.
like cover like the bad stuff.
That's right. It's good.
And even just to lend one more thing to him, I mean, he was the dude that was constantly the assist guy last season. Now he actually led the team in goals. So like he's converting his chances now.
Yep. That's scary. That's scary for next season too. I don't know. Gotta be careful.
They just gotta get more goal scorers on the team. What else are you gonna do other than solo queue weeknights when everybody in the house is asleep? Read a book. I'll give you something to do.
Watch some SGL VODs.
But no.
I don't know, something.
Look at me. I'm telling him not to grind the game. It's anti-Steel Army propaganda for my own self, so I can't do that. Moving on, we got more coming at you, including this is where we actually get to recognize the new players that come into the season. It's the Newcomer of the Season Awards, not rookie, newcomer. And for the Prem, this one was actually tougher to do. Yeah. Again, we gotta think of all the new players that came into play. We actually included like Shaybomb as a newer one. Like everyone that was a mid-season transfer, they got put into this as well because they actually didn't have a full season. But, and we'll hear the arguments here, the Prem Newcomer of Season 10 is none other than Mr. Chelsea Man himself, Larson from FSD Chrome, dude who I swear was on every highlight reel, wasn't the flashiest player, but dude, he could execute on any given day.
I think that's what made him so scary over the course of the season. I'm just envisioning, I don't remember what week it was. It was ECRC and FSD Chrome. I was commentating that with Palace. And for some reason, ECRC were on match point. And here comes FSD Chrome led by Chelsea Man. And of course, Mecky Ducky too. But just whenever you needed a goal, you call Chelsea Man. Whenever you need a save, you call Chelsea Man. Whenever you need an insane assist, you call Chelsea Man. And that's why I think it just makes sense to have him win this award. It just makes sense. Insane player. I said it over the course of the season. I think Loy Boy, given the number of top fives that he's in, I think you theoretically could give him MVP, but Chelsea Man's my number 2. So, but it's not close. So, might not have like the stat for stat, success or the numbers, if you will, but just whenever you needed somebody to be there, he was there. Like a good neighbor, Chelsea Man is there. So, I don't know.
I never thought we'd create a jingle out of Chelsea Man.
I mean, it's
for
true.
State Farm,
It's
of all
true.
things.
I guess. I don't know. Unless you got something better. That's yeah.
I mean, I don't think I got anything else. I mean, that was a good one because whenever looking around the league, it's tough because also like just for wait, I don't know if it actually was put in chat. No, it wasn't because we also have a couple other players. I know you guys are probably looking at Lesenko Dose for newcomers of the season as well. Runsal was a major force.
Yep.
So was Kaser.
Yep.
And that was actually the hardest probably vote that we had to do
Mm-hmm.
was who was gonna get this one. So, but no, he definitely earned this one. Super consistent force across the season and super reliable. And for the champ newcomer this season, another tough one as well. We had to bounce across a couple of new people that we were considering, especially across Axe and Rose, FSD Chrome. But ultimately, we were looking at one team in particular, and that was EC Eternal. And that comes from newcomer of the season for Season 10 of the championship. That is Mr. Deep Sea. of EC Eternal. This dude definitely deserves that shout out. I was excited to see him come into the league. I was part of his verification process. Probably the most ecstatic dude I've ever met to talk about, like soccer in the Seattle scene for a dude that lives in North Carolina now. Dude was willing to go up for literally any given ball. He was willing to, put his life on the line, get the plays needed to be made. That dude is going to be exciting to watch.
Oh, 100%. I think I want to say I remember interviewing Deep Sea, at least, or being maybe in the Twitch chat when he was doing, post-game interviews, and just super happy, super awesome. Love the energy, especially we have these games really late at night, and just the energy that you bring in a post-game, you're just like, whoa, I'm just kind of woken up now, which is awesome. And then I was going through the clips of the weeks and everything, and Deep Sea was on there all the time. And so I think that's credit to obviously just the team in general, but I think when Deep Sea's scoring all the goals, and at least when I was seeing and making some insane saves, I mean, just no doubt. And I think that just goes hand in hand, Devitt, with the team to watch next season, right? I mean, that whole roster is going to be so good going into next season. So obviously, congrats to Deep Sea, insane, and hopefully that roster sticks around. I really hope the timing and all that stuff works out, because they're going to be fun to watch.
I agree. And also, one of his Mads literally put in the chat there. I mean, one of his teammates, Philosophy Girl, was a consideration as well.
Yep.
She had some good clips week to week, super consistent for that team as well. And we were also looking at, trying to look at the last, literally had it on hand, and then I lost it. Uh-oh. Oh, wait, yeah. That name's coming up in a little bit, so we'll hold off for now. Congrats to our newcomers this season. You guys definitely deserve the recognition. And now we're going back to the future a little bit. The player to watch next season. And again, this comes into play with a newcomer this season, because they're going to generate the most hype, people that you got to consider. And again, tough for the Prem and the Champ to a degree, but definitely more so for the Champ. Without further ado, the Prem player to watch next season. We're bouncing it to Lacinco Dose. It is Kaser himself, and after the performance, even in a mid-season edition, this is a player that you definitely have to watch for next season.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the impact that Kaser made just in the short part after he joined the team halfway through the season, I mean, such a huge impact. And I think that just shows how much Lacinco Dose has progressed, even with roster acquisitions, just the way they played. You have the team at the beginning of the season, you look at Palace, Devon, Runsound, you're like, that is a solid team. We talked about earlier, Devitt, potentially a mid-table team, maybe sneak into that 3 seed potentially. And then they had Kaser mid-season, and you're like, hold on a second. This is now, I already said it, they're the best team on paper in the Prem now. Kaser's going to be the highlight of that team. Flashy mechanics, kind of like the Loy Boy-esque of just you're in a tricky situation on defense, and Kaser can come in and save the day. Or, hey, you're down 2-0, 1 minute left in the game, 3 solo plays from Kaser, you're back in the league. And so super, super exciting to watch him play the second half of the Prem season this season. Going to be one to circle for sure next season. If we can get this man some internet. So please, donate your bits. Let's get this man some internet.
Too.
But hopefully he has some internet next season, and we get to watch his full potential.
Absolutely agreed. Mechanical genius out here. We need to see more of. Also in consideration, you gotta throw Chelsea Man in there. It's pretty much the same players that we had for newcomer. So, it was even tough to roll out Runsal, because this dude made Lacinco Dose a force from the get-go. So he deserves a shout here. Tough not getting any of these superlatives, but do not count out Runsal in this instance.
He was
definitely
second for
a player that you have to watch out for.
All of these awards, I feel like, right? Is that what you're he was in every conversation, it felt like. So.
Yeah, that's just how consistent he is. And last but certainly not least, as far as player to watch next season in the champ, pretty much same considerations that we had whenever it came to newcomer of the season. And like I did not mention this name whenever talking about consideration. They actually did win the player to watch next season, and that also is coming from my team, Mr. Fly Penguin, who I was not entirely envisioning to be, a player to watch out for. But this dude, after we found him in Tulsa and got him on the roster, it took a couple games, but this dude was stepping into, the team, taking it with grace. Every matchup, he was just ready to go, ready to demo, ready to just jump in for anything. And honestly, that dude's just a great teammate all around. We can't rave about him enough. The Steel Army finally had just as like another reliable player that you can have on any given week and just throw out into rotations. Dude works well with pretty much everybody around, and we only just got to see a taste of it. So now next season, whenever we have him in, we finally get to see the full version.
I remember commentating Fly Penguin's first game, his debut match on SGL, and I was like, this honestly doesn't look that pretty, but I was like, you know what? Give it some time. Chemistry is a huge thing in Rocket League. It's a huge thing in SGL for sure. And I was like, just give it some time. And I'm so glad that I said that because, over the course of the season, just fitting in to the team super well, like you mentioned. I think that's a testament to us captains of the team as well, like trying to like get a Fly Penguin in a game, even though like, Devitt, you could play every game and potentially it's going to change the outcome, but you want to get these players into the game to see how they mesh. Maybe they mesh better. You wouldn't know unless you played, Fly Penguin, right? So obviously, yeah, super exciting to see what Fly Penguin can do on the roster next season. I'm super happy with how he progressed over the course of the season, what I was watching, and I'm throwing that debut out the window because he got a lot better over the course of the season.
100% agreed. Dude was an absolute force, so I gotta shout out Luis for finding that message in UR that he had about being in Tulsa, or else you literally would not have found him. So shout out to Luis. Definitely deserved it. I see him pop in the chat, so that's how I knew to shout him out again. Appreciate you doing that. Thank you for the teammate. All right, and now we're going on to the next part. Now, if you remember, you were asked to vote on this SGL community. We had players of the season votes for both the champ and the prem, and we were hoping to reach a certain amount of votes to, give more weight to these. Maybe you guys were going to push back on us. But essentially how we were going to weight this and how it was decided was we got enough responses to give you guys like a quarter weigh-in for this. I was going to take the other 25, or the other quarter. Rydog was going to take a quarter. Matt was going to take a quarter. So with all your input and all our input, we present to you the players of the season. And so, Maz, remind me before I do this. Am I announcing all 6 at once, or am I doing one at a time? Just so I don't throw us off like a whole bunch. Because I'm ready to do either or. Alright, so regarding players of the season, we're going to start with the Prem, and that is going to go to Mr. Loyboy of Timbers Army. Just an all-around fantastic player. You saw him up in the stat column every week. He got it done. Teammate of Rydog. I mean, you can definitely speak for him on this one.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we all know what he can do in the Prem now. He's an awesome dude. I got to meet him for the first time watching the Super Bowl, so he's a cool dude. I love his positivity that he brings into all of our calls, all of our matches. Like I've mentioned 1,000 times before, I'm always down on myself, and he's the first person back. Hey, you're good. You make a mistake, it's okay. It's fine. Next play, next game mentality. I love it. He obviously got us out of a lot of sticky situations. No boost. He's just flying out of nowhere, making saves, hitting shots. obviously has the insane mechanics to go along with that. So obviously, yeah, the stats speak for themselves. He's an insane player, and obviously he's a crucial part of our title run.
Yeah, so claps in chat, ever so deserving. Loy Boy, congrats to you for the premier player of the season, aggregating that between all of us. Congrats. Now on to the championship. I feel like you guys called this one pretty easily. We were pretty much in agreement with how you guys plays went out. This dude got a lot of number 1 votes. And without further ado, championship player of the season is none other than from the Rebellion, Mr. Shorts himself. Claps and chat for him. Dude honestly didn't even have to be the absolute menace or frontrunner that he was. He just stabilized that Rebellion team. He let Polar and Triple C do the work, and he still got on the stat sheet for points, shots, or goals, assists, demos, you name it. That dude was everywhere, and he was the catalyst for the Rebellion.
Yeah, I think it just speaks. Obviously, the stats speak for themselves, right? But I mean, their one loss this season, he wasn't there, right? And so I don't think that's just like
true. You're right.
That's not like a knock on his teammates. It's just of you know, you play a certain way when you have a certain lineup out, right? Like everybody knows that you're gonna play differently with different players, and they're just super like Polar and Gogan and Triple C are comfortable around Shorts, and he's the catalyst for that. So obviously, like I said, stats speak for themselves, but I think the eye test as well. He's just insane of a player. So Mass, but one loss all season, and it was to ECD. They won every other series that they played. So yeah, congrats to Shorts there. Absolutely deserving. Scary player. Scary player. I don't want to play him. I don't want to play him. I know I said
on defense.
I was just say whenever he's
on defense, I just can't get around him. I literally can't get around him.
I
just have to wait till somebody else.
I know I said before too, I'm like, we should do like, you know, like a Super Cup or something like that, but like I was kind of kidding. He might destroy me. So
nah, dude. Let's do it. Super Cup, or maybe we do like some players of the season type stuff.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of, we gotta get to our next part. The teams of the season. So this was also in part voted on because you guys had both 1, 2, and 3 to vote for. Also for fun, we started talking about 4, 5, 6. You know, kind of go like the full roster if we had one, like some subs to rotate out. So that's what we did for fun as well. So based on votes from you guys and also our input, we're going to present to you the teams of the season, starting with the Premier. And that is going to be Loy Boy, Caesar, Chelsea Man, Mecky Ducky, Runsal, and Kaser. We got representatives from Timbers Army, EM, Dallas Burn, Frontera, Chrome, and El Cinco Doce. Well, them both at the last two getting 2 representatives on here, and that just speaks to the, you know, the solidness of these teams. And sometimes it was even hard to leave out a couple players whenever it came to the Prem team of the season.
Yeah, I think, David, if I remember correctly, we had 8 or 9 that we were like, hey, these guys can kind of, you know, fit in here. But no, I think obviously these 6 are absolutely deserving. Runsal finally gets his name on the screen. We love it. We love it. Yeah, I mean, Caesar, obviously insane defensive player. Chelsea Man, we already talked about earlier about the newcomer of the year. Mecky Ducky, I mean, those 2 right there. It's kind of like, I think last season it was a Loy Boy Nelly type sitch, and I think this season it was Chelsea Man and Mecky Ducky as like the duo. And so obviously we had to get him in there. And then Runsal, obviously we talked about him before, second in just about every other category, but so absolutely deserving to be on here, and Kaser's talent is just incredible. So this is an awesome team of the season. This is a scary team to play against if we ever got these guys in a lineup. So
yeah, I know we presented that like a supporter shield idea, like of team of the season. No, don't want a part of that.
I mean, I wouldn't want to play
team.
against them. Yeah, nah, I'm not good. Yeah.
you got every winner under the sun over there. You got Caesar who can save everything. You got Loyboy who can score everything and pass everything. You got every solid player from Kaser, Runsell. I mean, Mecky Ducky and Chelsea Man were part of every goal. It honestly super tough. Like, we even considered like Luis at one point, but not enough stats to back it up. Serrano, like the votes were honestly going against him in that realm, and also stats like didn't completely back him up compared to everybody else as well. This was honestly super tough. And if Kaser probably didn't come into the league, that might have been Serrano's spot.
I was gonna say, I want to say he was
being...
7th. Like it was literally like a 6A, 6B type sitch. Fatality was also in that mix.
Yep.
I mean, like, I think there was, at least if I remember correctly, there was a pretty clear read of 4, and then 5 through like 8 or 9, we were like, all right, we kind of have players that we know we want, but like what order, and obviously that determines that. So, yeah, it's the next ones off the list are like still insane players. Like you'd be like, yeah, like you could make an argument for them to make it into the list, and so unfortunately we just had to come with a decision. I can't remember exactly which one it was. This one might have been the toughest conversation that we had to have, and then I think it was the newcomer of the season, right? Debit potentially. That was like the hardest categories for us to like figure out. So
yeah, newcomer of the season for Prem, and this Prem side was definitely up there as hardest to do, because like we were just going through it, and then I think the funny of all things, I had to look and I'm like, wait, why is Mecky Ducky not up here? This dude's in every category around here, and he's part of the reason why Frontera is up so high in the standings. Chelsea Man definitely too. But yeah, it's a tough vote. But
yeah, it was
you know,
tough.
this one a tough vote. Honestly, the champ side did have probably about not as equal, but it still had a tough vote regardless, because there were a couple other players that we wanted to consider, but it just wasn't enough, because this was about the best 6 that we could have whenever looking at it, because stats played a big part in this whenever it came to voting. So without further ado, the champ team of the season is going to be Shorts, Bear Blitz, Polar, Bird Nana, Dr. Aquatic, and Debit. We got 2 Steel Army, 2 Rebellion, 1 ECD, and 1 Frontera Azul come up on this list. I think without being said, you had to throw the 2 Rebellion boys in there, Polar and Shorts, the duo that you just have to respect every time. They'll go for anything. Bear Blitz, I mean, massive improvement on the season. Bird Nana, dude keeps stepping up every season. He's being way more aggressive. His shooting is getting a lot better. He's being a nuisance in front of net. It's hard to ignore some of the demos he's putting out. And Dr. Aquatic, I mean, the defensive performance, along with, you know, the offensive catalyst that he is for that team, that's enough to argue as well whenever it comes to the team of the season. And I got there because I think I had enough stats, but
we're also
had a
pointing out
couple of considerations as well.
Well, Dr. Aquatic too. We were looking at the stats and going, holy crap, he's got the 2.06 something, 2 point something, over 2 saves a game.
Yeah, he was above.
And so
2.
we're like, wait a second, hold on. We have to at least consider Dr. Aquatic for this. Like, if we're putting Caesar in the Prem team of the season, obviously Caesar's a great player, but like the number of saves, like if that is it a factor, which it was. Like, we have to talk about Dr. Aquatic, and so Dr. Aquatic kind of slipped in there in the 5. Absolutely deserving as well. I think, yeah, just getting 2 saves a game, like we mentioned before, it's just an insane stat to just even think about. And so this is also, Debit, a very scary team that I wouldn't really want to play. So
that's why, I mean, we threw out the idea in the chat where it was like, what if we put like the best champ squad up against like one of like the Prem sides? Like maybe there's something to be said here. Maybe not entirely, but you know, it's something to consider because at least the Prem side, you know, they got the chemistry together. The champ side, they got the skill to match up. So it'll be like a fun little experiment. Like I mentioned, the Cleveland Browns versus the Alabama Crimson Tide experiment that everybody wanted like 8 years ago or something like that.
It would be cool. We might have to consider that maybe like for an All-Star weekend or something like that. But yeah, Maz puts a good question in chat. Let us know how you think that would play out. Sounders RC, we'll see.
I would be down. Just say it. I'm down to play with the Rebellion boys too, because they got to be a side that's super confident. And, like, you throw a bunch of us in the mix, I feel like we can find some chemistry.
Yeah.
At least between all of us, in one way, shape, or form. All right. Let's see. I have so much stuff to look at right now.
I know.
Before we move to, you know, the goals and saves this season, I'm just gonna give a quick little shout to other stats and other highlights that we have to share around, ones that you don't see week to week, just for curiosity's sake. Most demos in the Prem, it actually was Luis with 74. So, you know, the golden, I guess, record award, if you want to call it something like that. I don't know what we're going to call that one. And in the champ, it was Bird Nano with 77. You guys staying equal in demos. Most demos taken. I would call this the debit award of like 5 seasons ago, because I would always be the most demoed. But it was Loy Boy in the Prem getting demoed 60 times, and in the champ, it was Trigga with 44. That name actually kind of surprised me at first, seeing Trigga get demoed that much. But maybe they were trying to get him out of the way, considering all the play he was trying to put out there. Also, we do have some other team stats to present to you guys. We've also got, as far as team stats, the most goals in the Prem. It was you guys. Timbers Army with 163. So good stuff on the offense. For the champ, you guys always know. It was the Rebellion, 183 goals. Most assists, you guys again. Timbers Army, 119 for the Prem. In the champ, the Rebellion, yet again. You have the most offensive teams out there. Rebellion with 134. Most saves, Caesar, I hope you're still around. If not, we're going to yell at you. Most saves, EM Dallas Burn with 276. Caesar playing a huge part in that one. Shout out to you. And in the champ, it was Steel Army with 156. So quite the disparity. EM Dallas Burn might have been peppered the most amount of times ever. Again, even with like the extra game, whatever they have to play, that's still an insane stat. Most demos, you guys are back up on the board. Timbers Army, 206. In the champ, EC Defiance, 167. That makes sense. They definitely pulled out all the stops. And most demos taken, Serrano, you guys are up. Casey Cauldron, 193 taken against you. And in the champ, EC Defiance played a part in this. Bear, we got demoed a lot. Steel Army, 138.
I will say, going back to goals and assists real quick, I did the quick maths for both teams there. Almost 75% of the total goals are assisted, which is insane.
Really?
Yeah, it's like 73 and 74%. So,
dude,
that's
all right. We got some team play.
Like, you know, we always say like, oh, you know, Louisville's got the mechanics or like whatever. It's like, yeah, but 3 out of the 4 goals, somebody's passing him the ball or, you know, whatever. So that's an insane stat.
Gotta get the people the ball in order to score. Yeah, Polar got me like 10 times between the two. Dude, they move so fast that you literally cannot stay like still for a second. My preset's so nice. These dudes gotta inspect up close. That's a good that's a good comment, Serrano. I'm gonna need a preset from you soon, but not if it comes at the price of my car.
That's true.
All right. I think we've covered all the awards. We've only got probably the ones that were like the hardest to do. The ones that we spent days deliberating over, by the way. This took a Tuesday, a Wednesday, and a Thursday today to figure out how we were going to judge goals and saves of the season. And this took a lot of narrowing down and a lot of back and forth to figure out who would get this, because there was a couple that I'll tell you about, at least as far as the background goes. So, Maz, assuming that you're all good and ready to go as far as playing clips for these, we are going to start with the Prem goal of the season. That is going to be rolling right now. Dude, a game 1 overtime winner for them. We had a lot of mechanical clips to go through, but gosh, are we a sucker for moments like these. Team plays, OT, getting some pre-jump shots. And you know what? Rydog, I think we need a better angle.
Yeah, can we
Can we
get a better angle on that?
Talk about it.
Like,
You mean me left?
Shit, trying.
Oh.
Get in.
Oh my
Nice!
god, dude. There's no
holding
way.
so hard.
Oh my god.
Holy shit, bro.
Wow.
This motherfucker jumped so early, I was watching him like, oh my god.
That
Holy fuck.
that is a clip.
They didn't get that on stream, bro.
I got it.
They, they do.
Clip it.
They have.
Yep, Skyline, you're right. We had to clip that. And then we even
Dude,
got the
It got goal of the
VC
season.
too.
Yeah, that was an insane play. We probably, Devin, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but we had probably 5 or 6 that we were like, these could win. Like, these could win goal of the season. But all 3 of us, you, me, and Maz, had this goal. So that
Yep.
was a big part of, like, this was one we could actually agree.
It's tough to argue whenever, like, 2 of us have 1 goal, but all of us have this 1 goal within our, like, pile ready to go. Because we deliberated over, like, a couple Loy Boy plays. I think a Gojo one, a couple Kaser ones, especially that one that he had, like, his first week.
Yep.
That was, like, a nasty, musty double. I mean, Loy Boy had one as well. He had a double off of a flip reset in the championship week, but a Game 1 OT winner in the cup with that kind of team play, it's hard to pass up. Oh, yeah, and the Spanky goal, dude, that was sorry, Toronto, it was a steal off you, where he took it off your aerial and then doubled it.
Yeah, so many good options. Like I said, it was tough to go through all of them because we had to go through them multiple times because we would go through them and then write down a list and then we go through them again and go, okay, yeah, that one was all right. Oh, and I like this one better than this one. Oh, but this one's better than that one. And then you have to go through them again because you sifted it down to like 10 and you're like, well, I got to get it down to at least like 3 or 4 to like pit. Like, it was insane. So tons of good clips. Maz puts a good thing in chat. Like, context also played a part in this as well. Of like, if it was 8-0 and you hit, double tap, all right, fine. But if it was like games, that one was overtime, right, in a cup match, like the context of it matters. And obviously it was an insane play to go with it.
EM versus ECRC, a famed rivalry as well. So that was fun to see as well. Also, we're gonna have the same type of deliberation each time. We just we give out our clips, then we go well, and then we finally land on one. It takes a while. So that's gonna be a recurring theme with this. But we're gonna be jumping to. Let's see. Do we want to stay in the Prem? Do we go champ? Let's go champ. Yeah, gotta go to the champ goal of the season. And again, another tough one to deliberate, but we gotta get this clip rolling.
Do it.
Birdnana demoed. Oh, soft little touch there. And that's just going to bounce in. Bear Blitz with the little change up off the back wall. Everybody committed to the hard touch. And the ball just
What an adjustment
drops in.
from Bear there. So good. So good.
It's an incredible adjustment, and honestly, he's been looking for doubles pretty much a lot of the season. So for him to finally get one, that was like that reward factor of, oh my gosh, we finally got it for him. And he actually just to hold momentum like that in the air, super impressive. I don't care that it bounced. That was up high on my list. It was high up on Maz's list. We had like a couple other we were deliberating because Spanky had a good, or not Spanky, Deepsy. I don't know why I said Spanky.
Yeah,
But
Deepsy had like
had a couple good shots.
there was another one too. Oh, KJ had like a doink from midfield that was really good.
Yeah.
There were a few others.
Philosophy
too.
Girls double that
Philosophy
she held
Girls
momentum
double.
too.
Yeah. So, thank you for it's like a thank you because like you made our jobs hard, kind of thing, because we had such peak content this season. So.
Yeah, the fact that even Bear remembers that Philosophy Girl double, that's a good sign. So like we just have like these memorable goals to look back on.
Game recognizes game, you know.
Exactly. All right, now we gotta go to the premier save of the season. Now, or not save, goal of the season.
No, save.
No, save of the season.
Save, yeah.
Yeah, I might be ready for bed, you know. But yeah, no, I'll let the clip speak for itself. They're gonna pass to each other, and even getting the demo up in front, that was absolutely critical. You could not see that as last back over here. Well executed, and they're about to do it again. Larson, oh my gosh, how did that stay out? What the heck?
Wait. Team effort right there and keeping that
Dang.
out. The shot, and Caesar gets it out yet again. What an incredible defensive stand from EM Dallasburn.
Oh, that is.
Yeah, Pico David. David. What a save. That's so good. That's so good.
Pico David getting a shout. I mean, without that dive across, that dude had zero boost on a Chelsea man shot that was coming like right toward his net, and he just double jumped for the life of it on no boost. And then, you know, the whole team coming in, helping him at the end. Just a great team play all around. I know Maz had mentioned before, but this was actually like probably our toughest deliberated one to go through because I think we had 4 really good candidates, and that will be part of the compilation we release later, and you can judge us whether we got this one wrong. But just let you know, it's this one from Pico David. He gets a firm shout out here.
Yeah, insane. First save of the season. Yeah, no, Ducky had an insane.
Yeah.
Had an insane one. There was a Loy Boy Piglet save combo that was really good. I mean, yeah, like I said, there were 4 or 5 that we were like, this could win. Like I could see how this could win. So.
Yeah, especially when we go back and watch the Mecky Ducky and the Loy Boy ones. They are like some crazy goal line saves. So can't wait to release that audio soon. But we do gotta get to one more, and that is the champ save of the season. And time to let it roll for the squad.
And showing up the middle, Deep Sea's gonna win the 50. Canty though, able to save that unexpected shot. Daifo's gonna put another one on net. And they're able to clear that out though.
High aggression here from EC Eternal.
Deep Sea. Bit of an open net is going to go for the air dribble. Canty with a great save though.
Yeah, great defense. That was a very quality air dribble there from Deep Sea.
Watch right here,
Gets
guys.
him alive into Deep Sea.
Oh my god.
And Delight with the pre-jump save.
Oh, they're standing on their heads in net right now. They have no boost for the Portland supporters group. Let's see if they can get the ball out so they can regroup. Save off the goal line.
Like, how does this ball not
And they
go
get
in?
another one.
Like, how does this ball not go in?
Oh my.
They need
This is a
clear
whole
to come
minute.
now. Hamburger able to sing another great save. the aggression from EC Eternal right now.
Insane. Congrats,
You can
Axe and Rose. Baby Timbers. So proud. What a stand. Better defense than the actual Timbers, which is crazy. Awesome.
Yeah, somebody's got to put a hand up for Portland somewhere, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's
And
not
for
coming
Delight-
from this Timbers. It's coming from them. So.
Dude, the fact that the light was backwards, he just threw himself up, like 0 boost, and then his whole team just came in at the end, got another clearance that was like a ball that was like 80% in. Like, we were ready to give it to Delight, honestly, just for the first save alone, and then he pulled that off of this entire squad.
Well, that just proves, right, like how much they've improved. Because I know we had mentioned earlier a little bit they had a case for most improved team. Ultimately, we went somewhere else, but like that just shows like how good those like rotations, right? Not to panic, right? Like, yeah, you're getting peppered with shots and everything, but like the rotations were good. The boost management was good to be able to make those saves, right, and to be able to try and clear the ball. So yeah, what an insane sequence from them. Yeah, Matt's put in chat. We also had some other insane saves. Like I think there were 2 or 3 where we were like, these could win, but I think this one was just kind of over the top. I don't think we were looking at some of the other ones and we're like, I don't know if that's better than this whole sequence. So
Yeah, the whole sequence is really what like puts it all together, because like Bear was mentioned in one because he had a 1v2 against the Rebellion that he somehow kept out. Blue Skies had a crazy angle where you don't even see him until the last second, but Dr. Aquatic like kind of shot it right into him, or whatever it was. Like they just shot it right at him, and he just showed up out of nowhere. You get the shout. Mace had a couple highlights on there. Yeah, it was tough. But ultimately, whenever you play a team play like that together, that's what puts it over the top. So congrats to Axe and Rose, especially Delight, on an incredible sequence that gets them champ save of the season. Now, you know, we've had an entire clip session here. We've celebrated a lot of good things here tonight. But also, guys, we've had some moments on here where we gotta reflect back, wonder what the hell we're doing. And you know, sometimes you just gotta look back and be like, all right, what did I do wrong? What can I fix? We gotta remind you to fix up some of your acts this season. So without further ado, play it.
As the ball floats into the middle, I think Total Toaster wanted it to go up the wall, but did not quite take the bounce that he wanted. And so it flies into the middle where Luis is able to keep it close to him, but Mecky Ducky calls his bluff. Total Toaster, is he able to clear it out? No, he's not. The save was still drifting toward the line, and Larson, wait, they have 2 devs on their team? Hold up a minute. Wait. What?
Yep. Larson is also a dev alongside Shea Bob, and Larson is the goal scorer, taking the lead for...
How does this dude forget that FSD Chrome are a team of devs?
Yeah.
It's not even a well-kept secret.
They wear their
And we
developer
could have
tags all
thrown
the
any
time.
David clip. It's literally them. He plays against them too.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So we'll teaser there. We'll put together a little comp of some fun moments from the season. We've got plenty of them. So this is not just a cool goals, cool saves kind of league. It's a little bit of everything.
Yeah, we've got a couple teasers, some bad commentary moments, some incredible own saves. Look forward to that soon. It's gonna be a great comp. Yeah, SGL in-game title. Dude, why didn't we ask for that yet? SGL Season 10, season champion, cup champion, at Shaybon. No, don't do that. Because then we'll never get it.
That's right.
Yeah, we gotta slowly work our way into the Rocket League ecosystem in order to make that happen. But yes, those were all the awards we had to present here this evening. We do have compilations of what we thought were the top goals and saves of the season, so we can show you all what was considered. Some of them might be repeats, so we're gonna make sure not to do that. But we essentially all had, to be honest, at least 10 or 15 that we had to narrow down to 5. So you're gonna see goals, saves, and then we're also gonna get comp, not top 10s that you can see some of the funny moments that we had here on the SGL stream, because this whole season we gotta have our high moments, but we also have our low moments and our moments to really go, what the hell. It's part of what makes being in this league fun. At the end of the day, we gotta have our moments to laugh at each other every now and then. Say, right, any final thoughts, just maybe like on the season as a whole, stuff that we did here tonight?
I mean, what a season 10. Amazing season. This is my 3rd season, and I just somehow have more and more fun each season I'm a part of. I didn't think I would ever say that, and it's just been a joy. And I think part of that is just how awesome this community is. And I'm not trying to be like a little sappy and all that, but like seriously, it's super fun to interact with everybody. Super fun to commentate games and see Rocket League and talk about Rocket League on the podcast, debate with you and Maz and all this stuff. Like, it's just so fun to be a part of. And I love each and every one of our community members interacting in the Discord, whether they're on a team or not, it doesn't matter. It's just awesome to be a part of. And yeah, I appreciate you guys letting me pop on the podcast, replacing Luis. It was a tough to follow, but hopefully I did a good job. And obviously, shout out to Maz behind. Super shout out to Maz for running the league and doing all the things behind the scenes. He's, on Tuesday and I think a little bit today. He's Michael Jordan right now. Sick game. He's on it right now. So, yeah, super shout out to Maz. Let's get some love for Maz in the chat, please, if you're still around, everybody, because he's awesome. And obviously, shout out you, Devitt, for running the podcast with me. It's been fun. Dude, I'm like ready to go for next season already. Like, we just had our wrap up episode, but like,
hold, guys, we do this every season. We say, all right, when's next season? And then it happens like a month and a half, 2 months later, and then we're like, frick, we gotta get ready for SGL again. Let's get through part of the season first. The soccer season, that is. We just booted back up. Let's have a nice little spring cleaning sesh. We'll try to get some stuff ready for next time. Maybe be a bit more prepared. It'll give us a chance to, get some recruits in, get some feelers out there. Maybe we can even run an all-star type weekend, get some of the high champ players to go against, the premier players, or even just like an all-star weekend between the leagues where they compete against each other. Maybe not necessarily squad against squad, but, just top players versus top players. We got stuff like that we can really do. So we're really looking for your guys' feedback on this, especially from the players that are involved. I would be totally down for that. Like, I know I can't commentate champ, but like I could want to commentate the prem side. I could play in the champ side because I was like named in that. I would be more than happy to play with Rebellion, Bird, Bear. I'm always down to suit up with, and Dr. Aquatic. I hope the prem players they want to squad up with each other and play against each other, or like SRC against the top champ players. I'm ready for it all. I want us to seriously consider this, so let's try to kick that discussion again in Discord. We can have some fun nights up ahead before we get another official season going.
Yeah,
so we're really gonna be looking forward for you guys to do that.
Oh yeah.
Thoughts on the season as a whole? Honestly, echoing your thoughts. Somehow I'm here on a 10th season. Been here since the COVID of season 1, not the COVID season 0 where it was the cup. That title for longest standing member, I believe, goes to Palace now, who's been here since like the very get-go. So shout outs to him. He gets to claim like Unk of the league in a way.
I like that. Yeah.
So he gets to have that title. The fact that we're still here after all these seasons, just absolutely incredible to see. I can't believe we're still going after all these years. So it's just on us to keep the content machine rolling, keep getting more people to come into play, get your SGs, get your friends that play the game, get them into the community, have them avoid Palace at all costs, and we'll have a fun season up ahead. Join the commentary booth, join the streamer side. We got it all for you. And heck, we got all these podcast titles and talks to go through. Maybe we can start doing a couple things that new members will figure out. But thank you all for joining us this season on the podcast. As I don't know if you can throw it up right now, it actually was absolute cinema. Thank you for joining us on this ride. And we will look forward to the next product that will show up sometime in the future at a later date. But for season 10 and the podcast, we are out. Peace.
Peace.